Ever catch yourself daydreaming about ditching the 9 to 5? Like having your income just roll in.
Yeah, who hasn't?
Well, today we're diving into the world of online money making. We're going to be real, though.
Yeah.
With the help of this Forbes article, How to Make Money Online. 33 ways to earn money right now. We're cutting through the noise.
I like it.
So no get-rich-quick schemes here, okay? We're focused on real people, real strategies, and honestly, like a real shift in how we view work these days.
Yeah, and that's what I think is so interesting right now. This whole creator economy thing, it's incredible. It's like people turning their passions into actual profits. In ways we'd never even considered before.
Totally. And this article, it throws you right into it with this story about Rita Tinghopper. So get this. She was a lawyer, right? And then she just leaves it all behind to start this platform, Festi.
Festi, what's that?
So it basically helps people, monetize their skills. We're talking teaching yoga, hosting cooking classes, all that stuff, virtually. But here's the thing. Some people on this Festi platform are making over $30,000. That's life-changing money. What do you think the secret sauce is?
Well, I think it's a few things coming together. First off, you've got this huge demand for online learning and experiences. People want it all, but they want it easy and they want to feel connected. And honestly, these platforms offer both. But, the people who are killing it are laser focused, right? They've got their niche, they're building a community, and they just consistently deliver really high quality content.
It's like anything else, you need a game plan. Okay, you ready to get a little unconventional?
Hit me with it.
Okay, so this first one, it blew my mind, okay? This article's talking about getting paid to share your internet bandwidth.
Seriously?
Seriously. Apparently, there's this app, it's called Honey Game.
Okay, I've heard of this, I think. It's passive income, right?
Right.
You're not really doing anything. You just share your unused bandwidth, and businesses use it for stuff like, I don't know, market research.
Wait, so I can literally make money for doing absolutely nothing?
Pretty much. Yeah, you got to have the app running in the background. But yeah, it's not like you're actively doing tasks or anything.
Okay, so spill the tea. How much are we talking about here? Am I quitting my job?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's not going to make you rich, let's just say that.
Right.
The earnings really depend on how much bandwidth you share and how often you use the app.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a little bonus every month without really lifting a finger. Think of it as like offsetting your internet bill or, maybe a free dinner every few months.
Okay, now we're talking. All right, so this next one is giving very much Law and Order vibes. We're talking about mock jury duty.
Oh, yeah. I've seen those ads.
Right. So there are these platforms like Online Verdict and ejury.com, basically connecting lawyers with, regular people. It's so they can test their cases before they go to trial.
I mean, that makes sense. Think about it. You want to get feedback, see how people react to your arguments, right?
Right. So instead of just relying on dramatic movie scenes, they're coming to everyday people. It's fascinating.
Totally. Shows you how important a good visitor story is, even outside the courtroom.
So what do you need for this? Are there specific skills?
I mean, you got to be able to think critically for sure. Analyze the evidence, form your own opinions based on what's presented. It's basically research and analysis, but instead of numbers, it's legal arguments.
So all my true crime podcast listening is good training then.
Hey, you never know what skills might translate into a side hustle.
Okay, last one. And this one speaks to me on a personal level. Living in the city, it's all about space or lack thereof. So this idea of renting out your storage space, genius.
Tell me about it. Platforms like Neighbor, they're popping up everywhere. They connect people who need storage with those who have extra space garages, basements, even spare closets.
Ugh, I've been there. Tiny apartment, winter clothes, nowhere to go. So did the article say how much you can make doing this?
It's kind of all over the place, to be honest. It depends on your location, how big the space is, what kind of access you're offering. But in cities with limited storage, it can be pretty lucrative, especially if you've got something bigger than a shoebox to rent out.
It's like Airbnb for your stuff. You're making money from something you already have. I love it.
It just goes to show there are seriously creative ways to earn in this digital age. You just got to know where to look.
Okay, so we've seen people making bank with some seriously creative stuff, right? Who knew you could rent out your internet bandwidth?
Right. The internet is wild, man.
But let's be real. Not all of us have, a random passion that's gonna rake in the cash. So what about something a little more, I don't know, traditional?
Totally. The article's got us covered there, too. There's a whole section on using your skills, the ones you already have.
Skills, like actual job skills.
Yep. It's all about online opportunities, things you're probably already good at or could easily learn.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So where do they suggest we start?
Well, they kick things off with freelancing, which makes sense. Those platforms have exploded. We're talking Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer, the big dogs.
Yeah, those are everywhere these days, but isn't it like super competitive?
It can be, for sure. But what's cool is the variety. We're talking writers, designers, web developers, virtual assistants. It's pretty mind-blowing.
Okay, but how do you even stand out?
That's where the article gets real. Freelancing, it's not all sunshine and roses. You got to hustle. It takes discipline, constant learning.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
But the article makes a good point. It doesn't have to be this huge leap.
Like, you don't have to quit your job tomorrow and become a freelance guru.
Exactly. Think of it as a side hustle at first. You can build your portfolio, get your feet wet, and see what works for you.
Okay, that takes the pressure off a bit. So freelancing, check. What else did this article mention?
Oh, online teaching and tutoring is huge right now. They highlighted tutor.com and Preply.
Ah, the online teaching boom.
Right. It just makes sense. Students need help, and these platforms connect them with tutors, all online. Easy peasy.
And I feel like there's something really rewarding about teaching.
Definitely. Plus, online learning is only getting bigger, so the demand is there.
All right, so for those of us who maybe aren't like academic stars, what else is there?
Well, there's always the e-commerce route. Build your own online empire.
Ooh, okay, I'm listening.
The article talks about Etsy, eBay, Shopify, all the big players.
So wait, like, open up an online store? What would I even sell?
That's the million-dollar question, right? Right. They stressed finding your niche, though. Like, what are you passionate about?
So it's more than just slapping any random product online these days.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The article used Etsy as an example. People love that handmade, vintage vibe.
Right. It feels more personal. Okay, so what about eBay? Isn't that like a free-for-all?
eBay's definitely got its own thing going on. It's still massive for deals and, like, rare finds, but you got to know how to work it, sourcing, listing, all that jazz.
Okay, and what was that last one they mentioned? Shopify.
Shopify is like the next level. It's for people who are serious about building a brand. You get your own website. You can manage everything, inventory, payments, marketing, the whole shebang.
So basically, whatever you want to sell, there's a platform for you. Just kind of figure out what that is. So we've covered a ton of ways to make money online rightly. Some seriously surprising ones, too.
For real.
But I gotta be honest, it's a little overwhelming. I mean, where do you even start with all these options?
I hear you. It's easy to get lost in the possibilities.
Right. So how do you choose? Like, what's the secret?
Well, for starters, what gets you fired up? What are you actually passionate about? What are you good at?
Okay, so passion project first, business plan second.
It helps. Trust me, when things get tough, and they will, it's your passion that keeps you going.
Yeah, those late night hustle sessions hit different when you actually care about what you're doing.
Exactly. And look, it's not just about passion. You got to be realistic, too. Think about your resources, time, money, skills. What's actually doable right now?
Right, Rome wasn't built in a day. Start small, test the waters, and go from there.
Exactly. And hey, the beauty of all this online stuff, you can always pivot if you need to. Nothing's set in stone.
True. So much freedom to try new things. Any last nuggets of wisdom for our listeners before we wrap up this deep dive?
Just do it. Don't let fear hold you back. Take that first step,
Right.
Whether it's updating your resume, learning a new skill, or just brainstorming ideas.
Love it. Action over everything. And of course, our listeners can check out the full Forbes article, How to Make Money Online, 33 Ways to Earn Money Right Now. Tons of great info in there. Well, that's it for this deep dive, everyone. Thanks for exploring with us. We'll be back next time with a brand new topic. Until then, happy hustling.